Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm showing off my second island. I've had a second island now for about 3 weeks and I haven't done an actual video on it yet. I've been working on it a lot on stream, doing a lot of building, villager hunting, etc. So if you want to see real-time progress, please make sure to check out my streams. I'm streaming every Monday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then I do a couple impromptu streams as well during the week. And this island is nowhere close to being completed. I've been taking my time with this island, slowly building it out, trying to make sure that each area that I build out looks pretty solid before I move on to the next section. But I have a couple areas now that are feeling pretty good to me. They're nowhere near completed. I know for myself, once I lay down some other areas, I'm going to revisit some of these old ones and spruce them up, add a couple more decoration, and really just make them come alive. But before I show you around, I just really want to say thank you all for your support. I recently hit 1K subs on this channel, and though it's a really small victory and a really small milestone, I just really want to say thank you all for the support. You all have showed up in my streams, you're commenting, liking, subscribing. It's really cool that this hobby that I started at the beginning of quarantine has now turned into this little community. And I just don't know what else to say other than thank you so much for being part of this little journey that I'm on here. And again, make sure to stop by the streams. We just had the 1K stream to celebrate. We gave away a ton of pagodas and a ton of Nook Miles tickets and bells, and so you won't want to miss it. In the future, we will be doing more giveaway streams when we hit certain milestones as well. But that's enough of that. And so I want to show you around my second island and the small little bits of development I've done so far. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get right into it. Okay, so Benjamin's just out here hanging out. I'm at the entrance, so my airport is right here. And before I get started here, I'll just show you my map. So as you can see here, I have myself. For my villagers, I have Nan. I currently have Molly, but she's gonna move out in a couple of days. Kabuki's here, Cousteau is here, Pico, Benjamin, one of my favorites, Annalisa, or Annalisa, however you want to pronounce it. Phoebe is here, she was one of the first 2 on my island. Then we got Bob, and also Ken, another one of my favorites who we found on a villager hunt. As you can see, a lot of my map is not developed yet. I've really only worked on the entrance, around resident services, the nooks, and I've incorporated Blather's Museum into a section as well. But it's really only a small portion of my map feels even close to being settled and done, which you can probably tell because I have a lot of villager houses just sitting on the beaches as well as the campsite. I have the Able sisters just in a random spot, so there's a lot of randomness going on here so far. One thing I did make sure to do for anyone who's looking to get a second switch and get a second island or potentially restart their island is I made sure to pay attention to where my resident services building was in relationship to my airport. As you can see, my resident services is pretty much aligned with my airport, and I knew I wanted to make an entranceway that just kind of symmetrically went up into the resident services. And it's not 100% symmetrical because of how the airport is laid out, but you'll see with my entrance how I made it work so that way it flows seamlessly into the resident services. The other thing I made sure to look for when starting my second island was making sure that this airport color was the right color. You may or may not know this already, but the color of your airport actually changes some of the colors of the items at your Nook stop machine. And so thinking about what I wanted to do with this island, I wanted to make sure that I had the utility poles that had ads, as well as making sure that the solar panels were the black solar panels, not the blue ones. So getting an orange airport was perfect for that. I also would have gone with a blue airport because I think it has the same colored items. But I did re-roll a couple of times when I started out this island because I wanted to make sure I got those items specifically. So again, we're here at the entrance, and so if you were to hop out of the airlines, it'll take you right here to this fishing port area. And so this still needs a lot of love. I'm going to decorate a lot more, put some stuff in these stalls. I have these fish drying racks and a lantern here as well. And then having these little buildings, these little fake buildings here to kind of add to this whole port area. And so if we make our way across this bridge, we'll start going into the town. And so I have these 2 lion dogs here to kind of greet you in, as well as this stone archway here. And yeah, then we make our way right into the resident services area where we have Phoebe and Bob singing here. Leaf as well. So the theme of this island is more of a Japanese countryside. I already have the city island, which is on a dream address already, and that's the main island. So for this one, I decided to go for a little bit more countryside. So I decided to use just the dirt pathway for it. And also, as you can tell, it's the fall time here because I wanted the leaves falling. And also the weeds in the fall look so good with this kind of theme. And just to let you know too, it does say that it is May currently because I made this island a Southern Hemisphere island just to have a little switch up from the main island being Northern Hemisphere. So if we make our way through here, and like I said, this is nowhere near completion, so there's a lot of dumping ground areas. So as you can see, there's just some random panels, some random lanterns laying around. I'll do a lot more cleanup as more areas get built out. But here I have Nook's Cranny, and around it I've built this like pseudo building to kind of add onto it. And we can actually walk up here to the rooftop. And so I've kind of added this little tea area here with this tatami rug. There's a couple cushions over there that we can sit on and see a view that I've been working really meticulously and hard on. So this is a view that I've been working very hard to complete. If you were in one of my recent building streams, you know that this took a long time. I'm not really good at creating waterfall areas, and basically my good friend Angela on stream kind of held my hand the entire way and helped me build out this waterfall. And so I've just added a lot of trees, a lot of weeds. There's a stone tablet, some lanterns, and then this lights up at night. And up there is actually Benjamin's house. I've been playing the game Ghost of Tsushima lately, and so a lot of areas on this island are heavily inspired by that game. I've also considered maybe streaming it, but I know this channel has pretty much all been Animal Crossing. But let me know in the comments if you would be interested at all in seeing that. All right, so coming down from here, we'll head left from Nook's Cranny. So coming down and over, we're coming into this school that I'm building out here. And this is still a work in progress as well. Well, everything is a work in progress. I don't know if I really want to keep these bamboo benches here, but added some trees, and here's what the school actually looks like. So I've incorporated Blather's Museum to be part of this school, and this school is heavily inspired by my friend Jess Persia on Instagram. She's one of the first people that I saw use Blather's Museum and incorporating it to make a school. And the window designs are actually made by another friend of mine on Instagram, and I'll make sure to put the codes below as well as their Instagram because they make incredible stuff. Rob is a genius at this game, to say the least. So we have the Valiant statue here. I'm still trying to decide if I want to make this more of like a university kind of feel, and thinking about implementing some areas that are like track and field and just some other sporty elements around this school, but I'm not sure just yet. But what I really like about the school is that if we come back this way, I've tried to hide it as best as possible, but there's a staircase to come up to the top over here. And I have a little picnic lunch here, and I'm gonna do a couple more seating areas and lunch areas around through here. And I'm going to put a ton of more plants around this little section too, to give it almost this rooftop greenhouse kind of vibe. And then I had toyed around with another view over here of some cliffs and stuff, but ultimately I tore it down and built out this train station over here. Still a work in progress. There's just a couple panels to the right with no design on it. I want to black them out so it's as if the trains are going into a tunnel. And then over there you can see the actual station as well. And we can actually go over to that train station as well. But before we do that, I'm gonna come up here and go a little bit closer to that view we saw a little bit earlier. And so from the bridge right here, I love the view again right here. And so I have those beekeeper hive houses, so that way it kinda makes it look like there's these little houses on top of these hills here. Just trying to add a lot more detail and texture in this view. I want to add a little bit more greenery where I can, but I'm pretty limited on space, so I'm gonna have to get kind of creative and play with that. But coming back left from here, if I go up these stairs, so this is the train station area here, just a small little station where you can sit, hang out, wait for the train to come by. And then I want to add a couple doors here. And this currently leads up into this like shrine that I've tried to build. I'm not very happy with it just yet, and I think I actually want to move this elsewhere, maybe to the top left of my island. And what I'm actually thinking about doing is putting like a residence area over here, so the residents are kind of near the train station. And then down here I'll add a staircase as well, so that way we can go down to the secret beach. But if we come over to the right from here, this is actually where Benjamin's house is, and it's actually where Ken's house is too, but I'll get there in a second. So if you come up here and down, so here's Benjamin's house over here. He's what I'm calling my university teacher. He lives up in the hills, so he's a little bit of a hermit, but I love Benjamin. He's always fishing out here by the waterfall or trying to catch bugs over here. And he's a lazy type, so he does talk about bugs a lot. So that's why I put this little cricket out here as well. Just trying to add a lot of details to this space. with some trees, some greenery. And then coming over right next to Benjamin is Ken's house. So Ken is a chicken villager. He's always wearing a martial arts outfit, which is super cool. So I wanted to make his whole like estate area a little bit bigger than just his house. So I've added, you know, these simple panels here with these shoji designs, as well as these Japanese windows, put a bonsai shelf, and actually over here is like a little tea kettle for a little tea area. I still got to figure out what I want to do with the pathing around here as well. And directly down from here is this little scroll meditation area is what I'm calling it. I'm gonna add a couple more items to really make this area stand out some, but here's just the bones of it right now. And I want to give a huge shout out to Shall We Cross on Instagram. Shall We has some really incredible builds, so I would highly recommend checking them out on Instagram if you have an Instagram account. And then coming from here, if you've also played Ghost of Tsushima, you might get this reference a little bit more than someone else. And so it's a samurai game, and basically to improve your abilities and your stats, you have to cut down bamboo with your sword. And so I put this katana set out here next to this cut down bamboo, just kind of as a reference and homage to the game. And around here as well is just two little blankets, and I put this clothesline out here just to add some dimension, some detail. Again, lots of weeds, lots of these pile of leaves, and I love how the maple leaves are just falling from the sky too. And that's pretty much it for this island so far. There's still a lot I want to do. There's still so much work to be done, and I'm really trying to take this island a lot slower than I did my first island. And I know I'm gonna go slow, build this one up, and then I'm probably gonna revisit a lot of areas and build them back up as well. That about does it for my second island. I hope you got a little bit of inspiration out of this. Please make sure to check out the streams. We'll be doing a lot of work on this island, and I am still playing on my main island as well. There's a couple things I still want to change up, but in the meantime, you can still check out that island on my dream address, which is in the description below. Once again, thank you so much for helping me hit 1K subscribers. It's a very small milestone, but it means so much. Also, I do have a Discord server. Well, kinda. It's a partnership server with my buddy Iggy Creates, who's another great Animal Crossing YouTuber. I would highly suggest checking out his content as well. So if you join the Discord, there's a little section on his server for this channel specifically. And that about does it, so please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.